This is the local newspaper company, the Grand Time. Not much to look at, but the grandeur is within those walls, or so I'm told. Don't let this ordinary building fool you, for the people inside this newspaper company are anything but ordinary. Today is the most chaotic day here at the Grand Time because it is draft day, meaning the first draft of the newspaper must be finished by midnight in time for filming tomorrow morning.
Alright, people, we gotta get this draft done ASAP. Hey, what did I say about personal writers?
This is the chief writer. His job, traditionally, is to keep this madhouse under control. But let's be honest, this newspaper's iconic insanity probably stems directly from him. But still, he keeps his business thriving, so he must know something we do not. This is how his employees would describe him.
Very funny. Different.
Charismatic.
Very odd. Polite?
For the record, the new guy is not a credible source.
Okay. What seems to be the problem here?
It's John Walker's article. I mean, just look at it.
It looks great to me.
It sure looks great, but it'll ruin the whole newspaper.
And how exactly will it do that?
Like all the other articles look like garbage.
So, are you arguing for it or against it?
Against it. You can't put it in.
Okay? How about this? If you can't come up with something better soon, you are fired. Good day.
This is Willa Agatha Alberts, the most celebrated fiction writer in the entire company. She writes for that small section of the newspaper where you can read about things ranging from werewolves to detectives with fancy mustaches. For this week's newspaper, she has written a 46-page mystery, though do not be alarmed, for 46 normal pages only amounts to about 3.5 in fine print newspaper pages.
Our detective crept through the field, the ground squishing under his feet.
He stopped when he heard a single misplaced footstep. To anyone else, it would have fallen unnoticed, but not to him. He turned the corner, drawing his gun, shouting,
Stop right there, crook.
No, it's not right.
Stop right there.
Still not right.
Put him up.
Better.
Stick him up.
Ah, yes, close.
Stick him up, pal.
That's the one.
This is Michael Mackenzie, the newly hired writer, or as everyone else calls him, the new guy.
What? It's too long. I'll make it shorter. You can't. The story itself is too long. But I'll tell you what. How about you go and look at the other writers' ideas so you can get a better idea of what I expect of you.
This is Timothy Warren, the political writer and reporter at the Grand Time. Some say that the political section of the newspaper is the easiest to write because, and I quote, there's a whole lot of entertaining nothing going on all the time in politics.
Cauliflower! Cauliflower! Yes. The masses will love it.
This is the crime reporter's office. Inside is possibly the most self-absorbed person in the entire newspaper. Yet, somehow, he is also the most credible and honest.
Your shoes untied. So you're the new guy, eh? Yeah, the boss told me to kind of look at other people's work. Well, I came to the right place. This is all where the real writing happens, see? No lying, no exaggerating. Just every true detail of the criminal underworld. So where do I read it? Right here. The Bacon Syndicate? This is a piece of garbage and completely unrealistic. No. See, you're reading it the wrong way, see? You're supposed to imagine that you're there, that you're the detective. Let me show you. I was walking down Main Street without a store in, so I decided to turn into Shadow Alley, the alleyway behind the bacon factory. As my eyes searched the windows above, I stepped into something squishy below. Now where did that come from? I said. Surely it must have come from somewhere. Why do you have to go on about bacon? Can't you just skip to the point? Now, see, you're still not reading it like the newspaper readers. You need to imagine that you're on this case with me. I knew the bacon had to come from somewhere, so I checked the dumpsters, and sure enough, they were filled to the brim with uncooked bacon. But why would a bacon factory throw out their bacon? What financial gain would they get by ruining their product? I knew there was something fishy about all this. I looked over the fence to see...
I knew it!
What? What is it? The workers are taking something out of the pigs and putting something else in.
That's disgusting. It's genius.
But what are they putting in the pigs? I had to know more, so I came up with a plan.
Where are we?
I snuck into the manager's office, where I saw a meeting that changed this odd story into one of interest for a criminal reporter like myself.
Just in the last month alone, we've made nearly $1 million.
But how?
Gangsters, mafia bosses, syndicate leaders, they all have one thing in common. Their want for money.
How does this help us make millions?
Well, you see, the police have been very careful these days, so it's hard for the criminal underground to move money around. I smuggle it out in pigs, and they give me a percentage. Thus, I make millions.
There it was, a bacon syndicate, right under our noses the whole time, in a local bacon factory. But I suppose if there's anything else I've learned in my career, it's that crime is always found in places everyone else forgets to look.
Did this really happen?
What was that? Is someone there?
We gotta get out of here. But I made one fatal flaw. I left my hat.
Well, that went well. Hey! Is this your hat? Pardon me.
Let's go. Will the bacon syndicate ever be stopped? We'll see. One thing is for sure, though. Never lose your hat.
I guess I see what you mean by imagining a story. But don't you think it's a bit short for a mystery?
It's the perfect length, see? You gotta think about the people reading the article. Most people only got 15 minutes here and there. They're not going to commit to reading a really long article.
So that's why the boss wanted me to write something shorter.
You know, kid, I think you're going to turn out to be a great writer. In conclusion, the local football team was absolutely and undeniably destroyed by the cheetahs earlier this week. This is a mighty blow for the town indeed. Could you make it sound a little less devastating?
But that's exactly what happened. Something that often plagues the writers at the Grand Time is writer's block, to which each has their own cure.
When I get writer's block, I spend my time washing the dishes, thinking about anything I want, and especially not what I'm working on.
When I get writer's block, it's because I don't have a good story. So I go out into the streets looking for a new one.
I don't really get writer's block. I just describe painted for a living. It's pretty easy.
I nap, I read, I go for walks, literally anything except sports. I hate sports. Everything was going smoothly, or at least smoothly for the Grand Time, when the chief editor fell down the stairs and had to be rushed off to the hospital.
Everyone, it appears we have lost our chief editor. So, we have to decide for ourselves what will make it into the newspaper. Start with the cover. Sydney? I can't decide which one. Sydney, those look almost identical.
They are completely different!
Oh, okay, I get it. Everyone, which one shall we choose?
Well, I like the odds on the right one.
The right one it is.
Alright, the undecided areas are the art sections and the crime sections.
Wait, who else wrote an article for the art section?
Well, see, ever since you took over, I thought the art section was a bit, bland. So I wrote something about the graffiti down by the docks.
Stick to crime, man.
I did. Graffiti is illegal.
That's my yacht section. Is that a threat? Maybe it is. Alright. No fight. How are we going to make decisions? Rock, paper, scissors. Rock, paper, scissors. Stop it up. That doesn't count.
Yes, it does.
Alright, Pam. What does that sign say? Rock, paper, scissors, rules and regulations. Selection 1. You may only use rock, paper, or scissors. Oh, I gotta kill it! My hat! Newspapers.
As you can see, the newspaper was finished in time for printing, which I guess shouldn't be much of a surprise because, after all, this is what these people do for a living.